Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Ford. I guess you didn't quit YouTube. I do apologize for the other day when you were trying to message me on Steam. You just kept catching me at really bad times. It wasn't anything personal or any sort of slight on you. I've just realised I got the sound turned down still. So, today on Coldborough Farm. Yes, it's not Project Hill. Oh, it's Thursday still, isn't it? This is how I am sometimes, is I don't know what time it is. Also, I think the best thing to do is fast forward time a bit more. There we go. It was a bit too dark. Today, we are going to... I want to check the prices. 273.6 for barley. That's not good enough. Hey, Mario. No surprise, we are cultivating. We are not cultivating yet. I actually need to get a couple of things over to the shop. Because for once, in a rare feat, we're selling and buying stuff on the stream. I actually need to get the New Holland over there as well, come to think of it. We're selling and buying stuff on the stream. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out the weights that I have. I've got the OEB weights currently. We have a lawnmower. Dude, do you watch the videos at all? Yes, we've got a lawnmower. Ford, you need to watch the videos for Coldborough as well as the streams, otherwise you'll just miss getting... Yeah, you don't watch the videos at all. I bought a bunch of crap. Some of it you haven't seen yet. I'm actually going to go buy some more crap right now. See, this is why I tell people these are just off-camera streams, and the videos are where it happens. This is just kind of the boring, dull work so that I can have a chat. All the interesting stuff tends to happen in the videos. Like spending near enough 100,000 euros on junk. What did I buy? I can't remember what I bought. Yesterday was your first time watching the channel. Awesome, Mario. Yesterday was an interesting stream, I will admit. Yesterday was a bit derpier than usual. Usually I try and go live at 3 o'clock, but I had to help out downstairs before I could come up, so there's a small delay. My webcam is pointing in the wrong direction slightly. That's better. There was a small delay in... Oh, now it's too down. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I'm good now. There was a small delay in me starting the stream because I did have to help out downstairs. I had to bring in the groceries. On the bright side, I got a rather nice Assassin's Creed t-shirt that I'm probably going to wear eventually. I have like 200 t-shirts, so don't be surprised if you never see the same one twice. When am I going to chop down some trees? Hopefully never. I don't like doing forestry at all. I probably will do it eventually. It's one of these mechanics that I just try and avoid at all costs. Unfortunately, it's... Or, yeah, I say cut. It's so derpy in Farm Sim, the way the forestry mechanics work, that I try and avoid it if I can. If I move on to forestry, it'll be once I own most of the map in terms of fields, and I want to get away from the farming side of it. Hey, Ed. I see you saw the Steam notification I sent out. That is the best way to use the Steam groups, by the way. Is like if you're streaming or something, if you send out like notifications with some sort of memorable thing said, like Streamy McStreamface, because I was making fun of Boaty McBoatface, which, by the way, is a submarine now, which is awesome. Boaty McBoatface was supposed to be, or was voted to be, like, the name of a research vessel in the Arctic, or Antarctic, like a proper British, big, huge research vessel, and, the guy is actually in charge of naming it, because the public wouldn't be put in charge of naming something that said, no, that's a bit too silly, we'll name it the, I think it's RRS, Royal Research Ship David Attenborough, which I really don't mind, because David Attenborough deserves to have a research ship named after him. In fact, I'm kind of surprised he didn't already. But they decided that Boaty McBoatface was such a kind of a public thing, and they wanted to have the public's involvement somehow, that they named a research submarine, a drone submarine that is going to be going on David Attenborough. They named that Boaty McBoatface. Because it is kind of in the spirit of the joke that they do something, you know, they had to do something. They had to call something Boaty McBoatface. And I'm really glad that it's a research sub, because that makes it even sillier. I actually want to talk about, a bit later on, I won't do it straight away, I want to talk about something that happened last night. And now people are thinking, oh, what happened to Dave last night? Many, many things, but the one, oh nuts, I moved the weights down here, I forgot I did that. Learning something new every day. Well, that's news that's a few days old, so it's not like brand new information. It's something that I knew for a couple of days and just kind of forgot to talk about. I'm just glad something got called Boaty McBoatface, because if something didn't get called Boaty McBoatface, I would have been really sad. Because that's just such a brilliantly comedic name. Seeing as I need to bring the New Holland down anyway, I'll put weights on the front and back of the New Holland. And I'll just cheat a small bit according to the rules that I've set for myself. Put a weight on that, lift it up. Yes, we're swapping out the weights again. I'm doing well. After we bought the weights on stream last time, I'm getting rid of them this time. So, it's a little known, a very little known fact. I don't generally talk about it ever. But I do follow a football team, a soccer team, if you will, for the Americans out there. And the soccer team I follow is Sunderland, because I lived there for a few years. Now, they played a game last night against Everton, and if they won, they got to relegate. Do I stream on Twitch? I used to, but not anymore, because trolls. Twitch just, well, number one, the amount of idiots on Twitch was too high, and I just didn't have enough mods ever to deal with it. The few people that came in were usually trolls or people that have been banned from my YouTube chat, trying to get around the ban. And number two, there seemed to be weird issues with Twitch where it would just eat frames for some reason. So I don't really want to stream on Twitch anymore. I can. I'm back for 2 minutes. You'll be back for a sec. Well, I'll tell you what we bought later on, Ford. I'm actually talking about something else right now. The football team I follow, Sunderland, they played against Everton last night. If they won, they got to relegate their arch rivals, the local... Big Sam does not get relegated. I was like downstairs watching television and I had my phone out in front of me, just refreshing BBC News constantly. Just like, my dad said it was 2-0. I was like, hey, that's good. Who's it? Who's it 2-0 for? Sunderland. What the crap? And I'm not a football fan. I just follow Sunderland because I lived there. I have been to a match. I have been to a Premier League game, and I got the ticket for the grand sum of €0. And that's a story. I might as well tell that story. So when I was in Sunderland, there was the World Cup bids for 2018-2022. So, as it just happened, the Stadium of Light, which is Sunderland's home stadium, was one of the, was having a stadium bid or a candidate bid or something. Now there was a filming day there for an ad. There was a filming day for an ad at the stadium. And your Leeds fan? Hey, at least Leeds and Sunderland fans can call themselves proper fans of the bloody teams. They're not Chelsea, Man City or Leicester. But yeah, I got to like do a proper television shoot for an ad. I wasn't the only one there. There was a big group of us, but it was a volunteer thing. The university literally gave me a football for free. I had to make my own way to the stadium to, get there for the filming, and it did. Yeah, I literally, because this was in the days when Niall Quinn was the chairman, I pretty much literally ran into him on the pitch, not realizing it was him. I was, it was one of the bits where everyone was told, run around with a football for a bit. Yeah, there was about probably 200 odd people on the pitch, on a Premier League pitch, most of them Sunderland fans, and in the Stadium of Light, Sunderland's home stadium, and they were told, run around with football for a bit. The amount of goals that were scored on that day, the director kept having to say, stop shooting at the goal. Stop scoring goals. But yeah, at the end of the day, we were given a choice. We're not selling the farm for it, no. At the end of the day, we were given a choice of Aston Villa, or I can't remember the other game. Free tickets. Yeah. One free ticket for everybody there. Given a choice of Aston Villa at home on, I think it was a Wednesday or something. An evening game. I still have the ticket somewhere. I can't remember where I put it, but it is somewhere in here. I went to the Villa game and we lost 1-0. But I mean, I got to see a Premier League game and it didn't break the bank. I mean, the tickets were at the time quite cheap. It was like £20 to get into a game, and then for the big 4 or 5 teams, it was £50. Same for Newcastle for the Tyne-Wear Derby. It's about 50 quid for a ticket. Generally speaking, though, I avoided the city on match days because, oh my god, it was hell trying to get through town on a match day. What do we buy? Let's have a look in the garage. Whoops. We bought... I'm having to look here. Yes, we stopped at the transport trailer for the Aguas 10ES platform because this actually has ramps that work properly. It's quite good. The ramps actually have to be in the correct position for it to work, which is nice. Reasonably good trailer. The only issue is the dolly. We bought the Xmark Laser Z bagger. It's got about a 4,000 litre capacity. It's actually quite a good mod. If you've got drive control, you need to turn on 4-wheel drive and auto locks though. Otherwise it just will not move. You can rev it and it won't move. It's got a 1.8 meter working width. Really nice little thing. It's better than the Profi Hopper in my opinion. The only issue is the particle system on the back just comes out of the bag. There's no animation. We also bought what else do we buy? We've had this for a while, the 2-rotor mower. We bought the Kuhn Profile Medium. Why oh why have we got a mower? A lawnmower? It's to clean up the yards. like having like yards with grass everywhere. Also, it's so that I can do proper off-camera work when I'm just chilling out and just mow grass. It's just something for my own personal entertainment and free money, essentially. Coon Profile Medium, which I think I gave Fahy a shout out because I started saying, hey, Fahy, you said this. Fahy said this had issues, and then I looked into it and I was like, oh, it does. Never mind. I think that's it. Oh, yeah, we bought the SIP Tornado 40 as well. Did I pay for DLCs? Yes. I actually bought the New Holland DLC, this one, twice. But I have all the DLCs, including Holmer, which if I go into Beet Harvesting, you can see it right here. This is going to be kind of a long-term goal, is to get the Holmer on Coldborough. It's more expensive than the Maxtron and has... Oh, it's got a higher capacity. Do I buy DLCs or something like that to get new stuff? Everything in this screen here, where it says just category, is in-game or DLCs. But if I go over here twice, I have mods. So these are all downloaded mods, some of which I have fiddled with to get extra functionality out of. This I have edited the Coonsatera 3000. I've also edited the Hassia SF FS even. Oh, I haven't done the other edit yet. I need to add another fruit type to that. What else did I fiddle? I swear I fiddled more than just those two. But yeah, it's just like this is all the different brands of mods that I have, according to like the mod authors. You'll see there's two sets of Amazon. What's this? A Profi Hopper. What's this one? Yeah, two different Amazons for some reason. Two different cases. Now just looking for doubles. Two different fires. And then I'm modding Ford. Oh yeah. You look through this and you see duplications occasionally, like Lizard? Oh yeah. Oh, that might be all the duplications already. Huh. Sip and Sipma, I believe, are the same company. They're just under two different names. So yeah, oh, there's a second lizard for the Kleiner Kippe. But yeah, I've just got a ton of mods. We don't have a 3000 or 7000, we got a 5000. Deal with it. I'm hoping I can buy what I want here, because I'm kind of concerned that I might not have enough money, and I may have to sell some more barley. That is a genuine concern, is I might have to sell some more barley, despite the price not quite being what I want. What are we buying next? Well, we're swapping the weights, which is why I'm coming down with the New Holland that has two weights on it. We're swapping the weights for something different. I found a weight on Marhu's website that I really liked. This might be a stupid question, but are there real businesses? What do you mean by real businesses? I mean, it depends on what the mod author... Because this is a mod map, this does not come with the game. Not only does this not come with the game, you can't actually get this map. This specific version. I have, again, edited this map to suit my own needs and to just have a bit of extra functionality that wasn't there originally. And it just takes... you know, all these edits, they take time to learn how to do it and stuff like that. Gonna park this New Holland in here. I'm hoping now that I'll have enough money to do what I want. I'm definitely gonna sell these three. 17,386. And whoops, I need 18,000 to buy that. Nuts. Crap. Dive. Lassie, come to me. We're changing weights. I'll actually change the weights now. So we're buying these weights, which are slightly cheaper. 2, 3. And they look slightly nicer as well. We're also changing cultivator. We're swapping from 2 cultivators down to 1. And we're gonna have to sell some barley to actually afford it. It is B to add weights. Let's just get the full 2 tons on this thing. Yeah, we're gonna get the EMI. EMY? EMI? It's by Ego. I've tested it out. It works a treat. There is a minor issue where, for some reason, I think you might have used a funky tractor to model it, because it seems to go down a bit far on the rear 3-point, and that can cause some minor issues. But other than that, it's perfectly fine. Works really nicely with the New Holland, even with the New Holland, I should say. Obviously, works better with the Massey because this thing has 18 more horsepower, allegedly. And, you know, it's just kind of getting used to it. By the way, I am sitting in a reasonably specific way today. There is a minor issue I'm having to deal with. Maybe you want to play perhaps some. You don't have on PC, you have an Xbox One. There is, I believe, a mod pack available for Xbox One. Direct from Giants. I think it's free as well. I know there's a mod set free from Giants. I don't. Well, I know there's a mod set from Giants. I don't know if it's free or not. Because they did like announce that and whatever. And it was a big deal. And console gamers were like, "Yay, mods!" And then it's like really basic sound mods. Why does the sound always go on the stream? It's probably because you're doing something silly. You might be muting the stream or something. Because I'm not getting any issues on my end. Then again, I can't hear the stream. If I could, you could hear everything twice and I'd just get a horrible feedback loop. Someone's using Wi-Fi now, your internet's really slow. Well, they're completely within the rights to use the Wi-Fi ad. It's an unfortunate fact that your internet sucks. I mean, the real trick here is going to be, well, getting the damn Ellie. Eli? Ellie. That's what I'll call it, the Ellie. Really nice power harrow. You get better speeds on Wi-Fi than wired. That shouldn't happen. Unless you're literally using a phone line to hook into wired. That shouldn't be a thing. It's probably the cable ad, if I had to guess. Should you buy a new modem? I'd say buy a better cable. Buy an Ethernet cable. What I'd imagine you're using is a phone cable. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I may have to go to a BRB screen in a moment. Because I need to sort something out. I'm having a minor issue at the moment. It's not in game. I'm like legit having a minor issue IRL, and I'm just gonna go to the stream starting screen in a second to try and fix it. So I do apologize. There is an issue that that I'm not going to talk about, but I'm dealing with it as much as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'll be right back. Don't worry. I just need to fix something real quick. I told you it'd be quick. I'm done. I'm fixed. Telephone cable doesn't fit the Ethernet port. You'd be surprised. They would actually fit into Ethernet ports. I have used a telephone cable before to use wired internet. It's not exactly legit, but it's a thing you can do. I'd say contact your ISP and just see if they can upgrade your system or something. One more load should do it. Then we can get the Eli Lilly thing. Eli Lilly? No, they're a drug manufacturer. Legal drug. Do I follow me? Nope. Hey Mark, you have the same one. Nice. The Massey 7718. Unless you think I'm using a different tractor. It's an Emmy, yes, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it like EMY or is it Emmy? That's my question. I know it's not Eli Lilly because they're a pharmaceutical company. Yeah, Ford pressured me into changing from the Mini Massey. Because I did like that little 57. Emmy is right. It doesn't sound right. It really doesn't sound right. Then again, you got the daytime Emmys, and that's the 2 M's. So, you something like, thank you very much, Floyd the Gamer. She is a good strong tractor, actually, yeah. This is kind of the power around the farm with 178 horsepower. Not the Mini Massey, the ugly Massey. It is a Mini Massey. Get a Ford, can do anything. Have teleported through a wall. I already have a Ford, look. There's a Ford. It's guarding the SIP tornado. By the way, I will be using that. Watch the front axle out. Ah, that's grand. So this should get us the Emmy, or Emai. Emai is how I'm going to pronounce it now. Emai is the pronunciation of the day. No. No, that's... Screw you, dude. Unless you get the Ford to put it. I'm actually tempted to take the... Well, not take the Fords out, but... I'm tempted to go copy the Fords into a second mod folder and try to edit them so they actually have correct speeds and weights and whatnot. Because if I can do it to one, I can do it to all three. I can just copy and paste the data. The issue I'm having at the moment is that I think the issue is actually they got too much grip and not enough weight on the back, which is why you get the weird jumping thing that happens. Give you a link if I do. I never said I'd upload them, because very few people do actually have a version of this map. I have done one or two minor edits to it since, including putting Seeds 2 into the main storage so that I can put it in and take it out at will. Because I do have the Seed Master on this map. Dropbox. I know that Ford. I know I've got Dropbox. I know I could put it in there. I may put the new version of the map in there just because the Seeds 2 silo is actually quite nice to have. I mean, it's not 100% necessary to have it, but it's definitely nice to have. I'm just gonna leave that there for the time being and pick up the Emmy in a nice red. There we go. Also, how much does the plough I want? 2,000. Well, let's get the plough as well. You need to give a Ford man the Fords. Well, the link to the Fords is the same as it was. Put the trailer on the new hunt. That's what I'm going to do. However, I want to get the cultivating done. So that is a really small plough. That doesn't look like a proper 5 furrow. That's mildly concerning. So there's flag. It looks like it, green, white and orange. It could be a bad attempt at the Italian flag though. Is it? Oh, that's just a transport mode by the looks of it. Yeah, it has to be transport mode. So let's pick up the Emmy. This is the SCP-400. I do also have the SCP-600, so... Oh, well done, Ego. I do have the 600 version. Does it have... No, it doesn't. Okay. That isn't a 5 furrow. I see 5 moldboards. One, two, three, four, 5. I mean, it's... I'll have to pick it up with the New Holland. It's too small. It does look very small for a 5 furrow. Let's just hook it up and see what happens. So let's lift it and unfold it. No, I would say that's about right, because once it goes in, the moldboards do adjust to kind of suit. It's like a 4x5 moldboards. It does look like that. But it does kind of actually look... Oh wow. Look at this wheel. These two wheels, they're actually spinning. Because I'm moving. The two wheels think they're on the ground. That's amazing. It's not that heavy either, yeah. But it doesn't look all that terrible. It could look a lot better, and maybe the texture work isn't the greatest. But it's just a random wheel. Hopefully that gets dirty. I know the Emmy does. In fact, Faye was kind of take it home in New Holland. I will, but I'm going to do some cultivating first. I can start off tomorrow by bringing the New Holland home. So we're going to head back up to the farm and actually do some cultivating now, because that's what I was planning on doing today. Let's get rid of that. And let's get ready to rumble. No. Let's get the Massey home so we can start cultivating. New Holland's on holiday. Yeah, it's on holiday for a day. Or a couple of hours. I actually looked... unusually, I tend not to look at, you know, how many hours I got in the map when I'm loading in. I've hit 58, which means I'm gonna hit 60 today, which means that's 2.5 days. If I were to do this non-stop, it would take me 2.5 days to get to this point. Obviously I do things differently, but there is essentially 2.5 days worth of work, real time, gone into this farm, gone into this map. And like, a lot of people won't play AAA games for 60 hours. So I think that's a real compliment you can give to a map, is to play it for 60 to 100 hours and get very little done. Because realistically, I've got very little done. I mean, yeah, I've got a reasonable amount of equipment now, and I can progress reasonably quickly from this point now that I've got a 4-meter cultivator as opposed to a 3-meter. But there's still a lot needs to be done. What field was I working on? Field 3. That's the way into field 5, you mong. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just kind of line up close to the end here, because I know there's a 3-meter segment that I do need to work on. Let's get this unfolding. .2 meters. Very nice. On. Makes a lot of noise. That's kind of an annoying, unfortunate thing. But it works really... I'm gonna have to turn down the volume. It works really nicely. I mean, it's an AGO mod. You're gonna get quality every time you go AGO, so... Everything is animated, everything moves, everything works as it should. I've got next to no complaints about this. And the only complaint that I do have is the weird, maybe going a bit too low at times, and having issues going around hills. Is that happening at the moment? No. But they're the only two complaints I have. How's the Farm Sim steering wheel compared to the G27? Farm Sim wheel, I will always say this, and I don't think anything's going to change my mind. The Farm Sim steering wheel is a toy. It's a plastic rip-off, which I knew it would be. I mean, Cytec used to do wheels. There's a reason they don't do them anymore. Their speciality is flying sim equipment. So if you got, you know, X-Plane 10 or something, Flight Simulator X, then you go with Cytec. If you're playing Farm Sim, you go with Logitech or... well, you go with Logitech. If you're into racing sims, you go with Logitech or Thrustmaster, maybe Fanatec if you got tons of money. Or Fanatec, as some people call it. You wish you could buy maps? No, no. What I wish Giants would do is, like, go to FSUK and mapping sites like that and ask permission of mappers. They don't really need to ask permission, but, like, grab some of the better maps. Like, go around on YouTube, look at what maps people are playing, and port them over to console. So, like, Coldborough would be a really good candidate to move over to console without any scripts. Which kind of would ruin Coldborough for me, because I've thrown even more scripts into this map than are there by default. But I mean, some of the equipment that you can mod in is, you know, the tractor's a mod, the cultivator I'm using is a mod, the fact that I've got GPS running is a mod. You know, everything on screen currently is a mod. And that says a lot about PC experience on Farm Sim. It's made by mods. Mods make the PC Farm Sim worth the money. I really don't see how console versions of Farm Sim are worth the money, because you're stuck with what Giants give you, which is very little, and the quality maybe isn't the greatest. Now, I will admit, Giants' quality is quite high, but compared to other sims like Euro Truck or ATS, which coincidentally are PC only because SCS want to encourage modding, that's SCS's modus operandi, is they want modding to happen. If you compare Farm Sim to those, the Farm Sim quality is very low. But it's better than most other farming simulators, which says a lot about the others. I mean, one notorious group, and I personally guarantee you will have seen a game by this group, is UIG. And the games they release are the stereotypical terrible German simulator games. So, Agricultural Simulator back in the day was UIG. They've since stopped making that. That almost broke UIG. They make Forestry the Simulation. Yeah. Oh, one game you need to be on the lookout for, and this is to warn you against it, is Farming 2016 the Simulation. What did you just watch? I don't know. I mean, I'm cultivating at a reasonable speed. Now I'm playing an ad. This Emmy I really like. The only issue is it gets dirty real quick, but I can fix that easy enough. I literally just need to change, I think it's one figure in the XML to get this thing dirty at a more reasonable rate. So I mean, it's not a big issue to get the cultivator dirty a bit slower. And if you didn't know that, there is a value in the XML you can change to make it all nice and simple. I don't want to use it, but I've been having a lot of negativity. Hang on, Mr. Realism is Key doesn't want to use a realistic mod. Oh dear. Oh dear, Dagger. This is why I make fun of you, Dagger Wen. It's not a personal thing, it's... You can't say realism is key and then say, oh, I don't want to use this mod because it's too realistic, essentially. And some mod isn't even all that realistic, because in real life you'd have to spend a couple of days getting soil samples and waiting for results and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's not... It's as realistic as it can be in the game, but it could be more realistic. You know, it's... It says at the start of the video, realism is key, but you can't take that... Did he actually say you can't take that seriously? Because I do take it... I wonder if he was referencing me. He was hardly actually taking a bit of a shot at me. I mean, I know that all I say about Dagger is a joke. It's just a joke because, I don't seriously dislike the guy. But if you say that and use it as your tagline, it should be taken seriously. You really should. You can't say realism is key and then say, oh, no, that's just a marketing thing for me. Seriously? Yeah, I think he might have been alerted to my complaints. I've just got a sneaking suspicion that he may have been somehow alerted to my complaints about him. I mean, it's not I don't attack him personally. I really don't. It's just the way that he acts. It's like realism is the key, and then the most unrealistic things you can do. I mean, for me, realism is everything for me when I'm playing a sim, because I want to feel immersed and I want a true sim experience. I don't want some... I can't live without my shuttle anymore. I have tried driving these vehicles without shuttle on, and it just feels wrong. I love Soil Mod because it adds that layer of challenge to the game, and I know it's a difficult mod. I know a lot of people don't like it, but at the same time, you need to have some mod that spices up the game. Especially if you're doing it for YouTube, or even for your own sake. You need a few mods to just spice up the game, so you don't get too bored of it and don't get burnt out. Especially if you're playing it a lot. I'll be watching the video later for it, so it doesn't matter all that much. I just find it genuinely comical that he says realism is key, and then 5 minutes later says, oh, I don't want to use a realistic mod. Yeah, that's just so hypocritical of him. And I'd love to just sit down and have a chat. Like, not even kidding. I'd love to sit down and have a chat with him about why he says realism is key and then plays in the way that he does. I know that it's for essentially for YouTube that he plays the way that he does, but you can't make that claim and then play in a YouTube friendly way. I mean, I think I'm proving it by the amount of cultivating I'm having to do and the amount of sameness that you guys are seeing. This isn't YouTube friendly necessarily. You know, this isn't your typical YouTube friendly experience where it's something new every time. I haven't been on a farm, lived on a farm, or studied agriculture. Neither have I. I mean, I have relatives who live on farms. I have relatives who are farmers. I'm doing my damnedest to get the most realistic experience I can, which is why I'm playing a simulator. I mean, you don't see sim racers going, oh well, you know, the guys who play the F1 games, or who drive Formula 1 on iRacing, which is the closest experience you can get to driving a real Formula 1 car. You don't see them going, well, I don't know what I'm doing because I've never driven a real Formula 1 car. No, because in an ideal world, the sim will cover that. You know, you don't... I'd legit comment and just say it's not... I'd just say, look, it's not that I hate you, it's just that I don't necessarily agree with the way that you play the game after claiming realism is key. You know, you contradict yourself right there, Dagger. And you're leaving yourself open for it as well. I mean, he really is. That's not even hate, it's just criticism, which is warranted, I believe. The funny thing is, I do enjoy his videos. He doesn't watch me. I mean, I think he's got... I must check later on if he's got a subscription set as public, because if he watches me, I'll be very surprised. To be completely blunt, if Daggerwin is worried about somebody with like 650 subs, what they're saying, he's got bigger issues than, you know, not agreeing with somebody's criticism. Because he's got, what, 100k now? Or damn near. What I say is inconsequential to him. I mean, personally, I'd love the roles to be reversed, but I know my my playstyle isn't as viewer friendly as his. Only Silver TV and Bullet Bill. Yeah, he might have a second channel where he's like, oh, or a third channel even where he's like, oh, this guy with 650 subs, he's criticizing me so much and I dislike it. But seriously, if he's listening to me and taking what I say seriously, he's got bigger issues than not liking what I'm saying, because he's got so many subs that it doesn't matter what I say. I can say whatever I like about him, it won't matter. And like, I'm just criticizing the way that he plays a game. Is that of massive importance to anybody? No. It's, you know, I'm just expressing my own personal views on a game. If I was making a personal attack on him now, I would understand him not being impressed and you know, coming after me somehow. Yeah, you could lose one sub. The horrible thing is, I actually want to be subscribed to him because I want to avoid the maps that he's on. That's the thing, is I don't want people saying, you know, coming into the stream and saying, "Oh, Dagger's playing this and he's doing this." It's like, that's great what he's doing. I'm not Daggerwin. You can naff off if you think I'm playing the same way as him. If you want people who play like Daggerwin, watch Daggerwin. Play like him yourself. I play my own way. And that's the joy of YouTube, is you can hopefully find somebody who plays with a style that you enjoy. This 4-meter cultivator is much better than the 3-meter one, I must admit. It's a lot more efficient. Now it does have full collisions, which is a minor issue in my eyes, but, well, a minor issue in my driving style. Not in my eyes. It's pretty much the exact cultivator that I wanted. And the TAM weights, the weights that I've got on this thing, I actually spent like 3 days looking for something that was exactly like this, because I knew the Massey had an issue with some weights. I think the weight was the OEB weight. Plus, I kind of think the OEB weight is a bit overpriced. I may edit the price down a bit. But you know, I've used the OEB weight so much that I wanted to change. And the TAM weights were kind of just there on Marco's website, and I was like, that's the exact weights that I want. Because I wanted similar functionality, just a kind of a different look and maybe slightly lower price. And here's where the Emmy starts to struggle, because I am going slightly uphill, and it's pulling on the tractor a bit. Actually, quite a lot. It's actually pulling quite a lot on the tractor. But don't go thinking that, you know, oh, I hate Daggerwin forever and always. No, I still watch his videos. I just don't. I don't think that his tagline agrees with his style of play. And that's literally the entire issue I have a Daggerwin. Like, I do play this in a weird... Hard for him to know everything. Well, that's true. I mean, you see, the issue is he doesn't ever ask things. Like, he always just says, "Oh, I'm going to do this now." And up until today, as far as I'm aware, he has never said, "If you think I'm doing something wrong, let me know." Whereas I've been saying it from the start. It's like, if I'm screwing up, tell me how I'm screwing up, and I'll do my best to fix it. Because sometimes the game forces me to screw up. Like, there's no way around some of the stuff that I do, because it's the way the game works. Or the way a mod works is, you know, just plain wrong at times. But I don't know. I think the bigger issue I have with him like, I honestly think the biggest issue I have with him is that he tries to come across as perfect all the time, and he cuts out all the mistakes he makes. Like, I get that you want to cover up the bigger screw-ups. I get that. I do that too. But at the same time, you know, I'd love to cover up every screw-up I make, but I know at the same time that you guys are going to laugh at them. so they stay in. Yeah, I leave my screw-ups in for entertainment purposes. He takes them out because he wants to look perfect, essentially. And the kind of the funniest thing is the screw-ups are some of the best bits of videos. What the? I'm drifting. I'm having to drift this thing up the field. Like yesterday, during yesterday's stream, I wasn't enjoying the driving at all. Like, that was just problem after problem after problem after disaster after problem. But at the same time, it was entertaining as hell even for me to like think about the amount of times that I crashed. It's like, you know what? That I don't mind screwing up so much and having so many problems, because at the end of the day, it's entertaining, and that's what YouTube is here for. If I wanted to be perfect, I wouldn't be doing YouTube. And I wouldn't be live streaming, and I wouldn't do this, and I wouldn't do that. But I want to have fun. I want you guys to have fun, which is almost more important than me having fun. I mean, Mondays are the day where I get to have fun with Roller Coaster Tycoon. That's the reason I'm doing the Roller Coaster Tycoon streams on Mondays. That's my I want to have fun and screw about day. Which is why I noticed this on Monday. I didn't really look at chat all that much. That was because I was enjoying myself too much. But every other stream is just like, yeah, if I screw up, it's staying in because you guys enjoy me screwing up. That's just a simple fact. Also, I've just realised I can't cultivate that field again. Because that'll screw up the lime, or screw up the pH, which is slightly problematic. So onto this field, the final cultivation. No, that's wrong. Let's line this thing up at the edge of the field. Much better. Ford, I think you're going a bit overboard with the second name. Mr. Perfect, yeah. Oh, for you? Has he actually said that? Because, like, that's just plain rude. I don't mind making fun of you guys, but... like... me making fun of... me joking about you constantly asking for forwards. It's a fact. I don't mind doing that. pH, you learned about that. Something about involving acidic and basic soils. Yes. pH is a measurement of acidity and alkalinity. Is another word for basic. So the more acidic... the more acidic something is, the lower the pH. So you can see the pH of the soil is 5.4. That's not a strong acid at all. pH 5.4 would be something like... probably about vinegar. Why is the header tray there? Because I abandoned it there earlier. Or a while back. I'll move it eventually. pH 5.4 would be somewhere around vinegar, or maybe slightly a bit more acidic than that. Battery acid is pH 0. And you have never seen anything until you've seen the word tractor in Irish. Because it does look completely misspelled. Ford, if you know the Irish word for tractor, just throw it in the chat there. Legit Irish, not like a joking about thing, just throw in the Tarakor in the chat. Tarakor, I think it is, because it just looks comical. The Irish word for bus is bus. The Irish word for car is car with 2 R's, because it had to be changed slightly. I don't know why the webcam's so dark all of a sudden. I'm gonna just scoot it over here a bit and see if that fixes it. That fixed it. Yeah, a lot of Irish words, more modern Irish words, are just kind of the English word with an extra letter or two in. Like train is just train with a different spelling. How many hours on Farm Sim now? 1,578. I've been doing some testing lately, so I haven't been doing all that much. I meant to do this off camera as well, like properly off camera, but I kind of just haven't been in the mood to be playing too much Farm Sim lately. There is an element of burnout coming in when I'm off, like completely off camera. So you might spot me on Steam. I'm playing Assetto Corsa. That's usually me doing laps of the Nürburgring and something weird. Like I think I did a couple of laps of Nürburgring VLN circuit in the Lotus Exos Stage 1. New Parahara, yes. Fahy, have you managed to do... this is a legit question about Assetto Corsa. Have you tried doing the Nürburgring in the Lotus Exos Stage 1? You know, the Formula 1 analog that they have in it. Modern Formula 1 car analog, I guess. Or GP2 car. Have you tried doing a lap of the Nürburgring in that thing? Because it is really easy to drive. It is comically easy to drive once you get out of first gear. And you can get some really funky laps in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to play an ad. And I want to check my emails. Which are on my second monitor. Also, I found out the issue that was causing the lag with Farm Sim. It was actually that I had a desktop capture active as well, so that's why I'm now using this. Using a separate thing for every stream. It is just so that I can do stuff. No, it's a flappy paddle. It's a Formula 1 car. You're probably thinking of the 72D or the 98T. Did I Farm Sim at night? That's legit ad. It's in the modern Lotus Fag. The 78 is reasonably good as well. 98T is insane. Or 72D even is reasonably good. 98T is insane. Although once you get it out of the first kind of 2 gears, it drives really nice. And the reason I'm using Assetto Corsa to practice the ring instead of Project Cars is the Assetto Corsa physics are a bit less forgiving. You have 1186 hours. I saw that. That's pretty impressive. Although, to be fair, I have been kind of burnt out a bit lately, so I haven't been playing off camera. You're asking if Ford's time is legit? I would assume so. He does play a lot of Farm Sim. Yeah, it's in the modern Lotus. It's right at the end. If you boost it up to... If you want to do a practice lap, use just stage 0, standard. But for a challenge lap, use stage 1, because that thing has like a Formula 1 engine and 6 gears. Really nice to drive though. And good practice for Project Hell for me. And same with the older Lotuses, I bring them around just to practice maybe less grippy cars. And a bit less forgiving physics. Now if I wanted proper unforgiving physics, I'd be using iRacing to practice. I'd be driving the Mazda MX-5 around the ring constantly. Because that thing is just insane to drive. Then again, if I was driving the MX-5, I might actually be able to do VLN. The VLN Endurance Series in iRacing, which is coming, and I'm going to be watching some of those races, for definite. Because I do love the Nürburgring. It is, like, in all seriousness, like, no joking aside, it's one of my favourite circuits. You're gonna load the trailer higher than the trailer. So you're gonna overload the trailer? I guess. For the deforester in the virtual world. No, he was talking about realism. He was talking about real life. I actually want to, over the summer, go out back and prune back a tree. Because there's a couple of low-hanging branches that whenever I'm... Yeah, the F40 just does not drive. There's a reason I don't drive that. Plus, I think the Formula 1 cars are just a bit more challenging because they're older. The 49 is really nice in Assetto Corsa. Once you get used to like not just slamming the throttle, it really becomes a really nice car to drive. And well, you've got to learn to counter steer pretty sharpish as well, but it's something you get used to a lot quicker than I thought I would. McLaren GTR 1. That is a good car, actually. I've been playing about with the GT3s, and they just, for some reason, they just don't have grip at all, and the default setups are terrible. I was playing about with the AMG GT3, and it just didn't want to do a whole lot. What I might do once Project Hell on Project Cars is over is swap it over to Assetto Corsa and see if I can drive all the cars around the ring. Although in Assetto Corsa I'll be using the VLN layout because that is my favourite layout. It's slightly longer and you get a slightly slower lap, but in my honest opinion it's a better layout than just the Nordschleife. It's a more challenging layout. Plus with the GT3s it will actually be a realistic lap. I just want to see if it's even possible to do that. I mean, I have seen people driving modded cars around the ring that shouldn't ever be tried around the ring, so I'm guessing it's just a case of getting used to the car itself and you can drive it pretty easy. Because the physics in Assetto Corsa, once you start learning them, they become quite easy to figure out. I was also playing Automobilista last night. That's a really fun game. It's based on R Factor. 458, that's a GT2 car. 458's a GT2, I thought. To be fair, Ferrari GTs are just nice cars. The Exos is pretty much the same, it just... You can throw it into a lot of corners and it'll just stick. Like the double right in the Nordschleife as you're heading up towards Adenauer Forest. The one that I usually end up taking in like 5th gear in most cars in Project Hell. that thing, the exhaust, just to keep it planted in 6th gear, it'll easily go through. You might have to correct a small bit, but easy. And the sense of speed in this set of course, it just seems better than Project Cars. Mainly because this set of course is supposed to be a simulator, I guess. I might try some races against the AI on the Nordschleife in Assetto Corsa at some point. I need to do the Project Cars race for Saturday this evening, so I will be on Project Cars for a bit. Probably an hour or so, trying to get the race set up and all that kind of stuff. Also, you might notice the stream it has apparently half an hour left. It's actually more like 40 minutes because I started late. So I will be extending the stream until my elapsed time that I can see hits 2 hours. The access now, yeah, I think it's EXXSOS. EXXOS. It's stupidly grippy. It just I am at my best in high downforce open wheel cars. It seems, because I can just predict what they're gonna do, no matter what the situation. Like one of the first cars I drove in a racing sim, I'm not even kidding, with a wheel and pedals I should add, was actually not with my G27. It was a few years ago now, quite a few years ago. I was in Dublin, in the Blanchardstown shopping centre, and they had this little, like, Formula 1 sim thing that was like a what's the name of a little replica Formula 1 car, not a real one. It wasn't carbon fibre. It was I can't remember the name of the material, but it wasn't, it was a plasticky kind of material. But you got to sit down into it properly, and the seat was adjusted so you were sitting kind of like this in the car, like this is your head up here, and you're kind of having to bend in like this. And the car they chose, it was in R Factor. The sim they'd chosen was R Factor. That was essentially the only one available at the time, and they had the McLaren of the time. I can't remember which one it was, what year it was. I think it might have been, it's hardly 10 years ago. Oh, it was like 10 years ago. Maybe a bit less, but so it was 2006, 7 or 8 McLaren maybe, around Brands Hatch Indy. And one of the things that I vividly remember this, I was heading towards the Druid's Hairpin, and see a Ford, and the guy that was like minding the simulator and all of that stuff was like, and like guiding people who maybe didn't know racing too much around the track. He's like, you should really brake now at the 150 meter board, and I still had the throttle flat at this point. 100 meter board, you should really brake now. You should really brake now. 50 meter board, I slammed the brakes, got it down to speed. It was just like, or you could do that too. That, okay. I don't think you're going to need advice for this lap. I will give advice where you need it. But you seem to know what you're doing despite not having a driving license. And the only corner I screwed up on was, I think it's Clearways, the last corner in Brands Hatch. That's like deceptively tight. It looks a lot more open than it is. I kept forgetting to brake there, so I screwed up every lap there, and I think I came like 3rd place for the day and 10th or 11th ever on that. Just as kind of an example of how comfortable I am with high downforce open wheel cars. It's just my comfort zone. It's what I know. yeah, it's not, it's like if I could drive a Formula 1 car in real life, I probably do reasonably well. Apart from the torque, that would get me. The torque would get me. Rate demand for canola. I've still got some canola. What's the price? Do I want to sell the like 3,000 litres of canola I've got? I think the answer is yes. So let's tab over to... Yeah, let's use the Ford, just because Ford's gone. He's gonna be so angry that I've done this. Let's use the Ford to sell the canola. I know one of my rules is no tabbing, but I'm kind of ignoring that during streams. That's more for videos, just so that it's a bit more natural looking in videos. Because this doesn't look ridiculous. Let's... Have I screwed up and moved too far? Looks like I have. You Fahin, presumably a lurker? Like there's no rule saying that everybody has to chat. And I can't see who the viewers are. All I know is there's 3 viewers. I get the same information you do, by and large. I do get a small bit more because I can see some extra statistics, but big old trailer for a little Ford. Yeah, I kind of wish I could take off the top mounting plates, but I can't. I also wish I could take off the IC bits, but I really don't know how. So let's get this sold off. Because it's going to be like $4,000 just for bringing this down over to the BGA. Why not sell it off? The only issue with this Ford is I can't take it too quickly. That's why I'm kind of puttering along at 31. Well, 2 reasons. One is that it does have issues. The second is that otherwise I'll just be hitting all of the AI traffic ever. Oh, that's field 9. I can't redo that one. If I recultivate field 9, what'll happen is it'll cultivate in the lime, and that's not something that I want happening. So I'll have to. What I'll do is I'll PK that off camera, because the PK isn't going to stand out at all. Or I might just leave the growth cycle go around. Once I've got lime on the other fields, and just deal with the fact that I think 2 fields have screwed up nitrogen levels, because I put NPK down. One, it has like a full spread of NPK down, which isn't necessarily great. I probably should have just put down a herbicide instead, because I did record a course for tram lines. Just a bit of a tester. Am I looking to fixing the IC? Can't be that hard. Yeah, I might. I think you gotta open them up in Giants Editor to get rid of the IC. So, in theory, it shouldn't be that hard. Even just turning the visibility to off would fix it. Setting visibility to off would kind of fix it in its own way. Which is something I might do that later on. Is just devisibilize the IC in this thing. So what I'll do once I got the cultivating done is I'll go mowing, because I like to think some of you guys might want to see the mower in action. That was a really nice particle system. If I got 1 million subscribers, would I shave my head? Probably. In all honesty, Demario, the reason I got long hair is because I am going bald. I'm just enjoying what I have while I got it. Like my forehead hasn't always been this big. It's... Oh, had I see properly? I suppose you could do that. I'd probably just go the other way and just make it invisible. Like, my forehead isn't... You know, nobody's forehead is this big. This is a legit bald patch to Mario. But if I did get 1 million somehow, number one, I'd probably be able to do this full time without money concerns. Because that's kind of an issue right now for me. Number two, I would like go stupid short hair. I think there are videos up on the channel where I had short hair, because I've only been growing my hair out for like 6 months to a year. And the only, like, one of the only reasons I'm growing my hair out is because I don't like getting my hair cut. To me, it's a waste of time, and it's much easier to just brush my hair every morning and be like done with it and tie it back. I actually only tie it back for the streams as well. Once the stream's over, I usually let it back down. So it's not a big bother to me. I know it bothers some people to see guys with long hair and beards, but this is just my own laziness shining through. Because in all honesty, I'd kind of prefer to be able to do more work than to waste, what, an hour or two a week shaving and getting my hair right, cutting my hair and all that kind of stuff. It's just easier to leave my hair long and grow a beard. And I do trim my beard back occasionally. It's not like I just leave it grow forever. No, it gets trimmed back every so often. Last time was like three weeks ago or a month ago. So it doesn't need to be trimmed again soon. I need to trim under my chin to get rid of neck beard, but the beard is something I had for ages. You came here thinking this is Rainbow Six Siege. How on earth did you do that? Oh, Rainbow, yeah. I'm saying of a Hulk Hogan? Oh god, no. I'm not a racist. Mostly. No, I don't have I said, oh, I shaved my chin, yeah, no, what I meant was underneath my chin here and my neck, because that gets really, really itchy. And it looks a bit scruffy when there's hair on, like, underneath my chin. So, I'll just clean that out, clean my neck off a bit, and then I'll be like, Braun Strowman or somebody like that. Not Braun Strowman. Zack Ryder, I guess, would be the best example. If you wanted a wrestling example. Yeah, the Braun Strowman where the beard's down to my nipples. And I have nothing up on top, which is ridiculous. Yeah, the funny thing is I don't like Rainbow Six at all. I think it's an overhyped thing. Just leave that cruise in like that. Let's back to this now. I'm kind of impressed that somebody managed to confuse my name for Rainbow Six Siege. Imagining Rainbow Six Siege farms. Oh, could you imagine like doing farming in Rainbow Six? They've got the harvester, sir. Be careful, they've got the harvester. What'll we do? Get the sickles! Sir, they've got the sickles too. Oh, nuts. Get the grenades. We need to harvest this wheat. Sir, they've eaten the cultivator. What do you mean they've eaten it? But their big fat guy can eat metal. He ate the cultivator. What the hell? I've gone way over the top of the whole eating thing now, haven't I? Speaking of wrestling, I'm actually waiting for the news that Ryback's been released. Actually, speaking of feeding, his whole thing was feed me more. He's getting released soon. And if he's not released, it'll be a minor miracle, because he's been complaining about paying conditions, and Vince McMahon doesn't like wrestlers complaining about paying conditions or referencing the fact that they're essentially actors and stuntmen. In fact, Damien Sandow was a stuntman. They'll probably go back to that, I'd imagine. Or just go to Japan. That seems to be the done thing for release guys now. Or TNA. Except TNA can't afford to buy new people or to hire new people. This cultivator is much better than the 3-meter one. This is much more comfortable. I'm gonna get up to the top of the field. Oh, I forgot how big this field is. Nuts. So good news, bad news. We're gonna try and break the sea easily. Good news, we will be seeding soon. You love wrestling, you're ready for tonight. You watch SmackDown? You brave soul. Because SmackDown's just the Raw recap show. I just usually look up What Culture or something like that and get the SmackDown results. I don't want to be staying up till like 4 o'clock in the morning 2 days a week. Except I've been doing it all every day this week, but still. Speaking of What Culture. Big company, and they still use Kevin McLeod's music. Imagine wrestling in Farm Sim. They have done farming and wrestling before. They had the in WCW. If you've ever seen that, Demario, the what was it, King of the Road match in WCW, where they were just in a trailer full of hay. And both of them got suspended at the end of it because they were blading. That was one of the dumbest matches ever. I mean, it's not as dumb as a thing on a pole match. Or Bam Bam. Was it Bam Bam Bigelow's mother on a forklift? Was one of the matches they had in WCW towards the end. Or that one match Hulk Hogan came up with to make Hulk Hogan look good. WWE only. I'm guessing you watch... Oh, Demario, have you seen Camp WWE yet? Please tell me you've seen Camp WWE, because that is amazing. That is one of my... That is like the only reason I want the WWE network now, is Camp WWE. I want the WWE. Like, Camp WWE isn't something that I would openly like show on my channel. The language is a bit too extreme for me to repeat any lines on here. But that is hella funny because it's Vince McMahon. Essentially, half of it's Vince McMahon making fun of his own egomaniacs. Yeah, his own ego. Especially the most recent episode with the whole of Vince's. But I mean, it is a good show, and they do. I think it's a show made for the smarks and the older. I would say get it, Demario. It's free for the first month. If you get it, I'd say wait until Raw. They'll probably announce that Extreme Rules is free for new subscribers. We're on the free month. Because, I mean, one of the great things about WWE Network is you get to see NXT, you get to see the pay-per-views, and you get Camp WWE, and I've heard the Edge and Christian show is really good, but I haven't watched it because all the trailers just annoyed me. But Camp WWE is pretty much worth the network alone. That and NXT, because Finn Balor is. I actually need to watch this week's NXT because he's just come back. Like, you got Finn Balor, Shinsuke Nakamura, and all that kind of stuff is just gonna be awesome. You forgot about that match? You forgot about an entire pay-per-view? Or was that the King of the Road match? Because that was an absolute disaster. I need to find out. I think that was on a pay-per-view. I need to find it and watch that thing. Because you do get all the old WCW, ECW pay-per-views as well. Christian got released? But he was a... Hang on, Christian's on a Legends contract. He had to do something to get released. God damn it. That means no more Edge and Christian show. That's going to be an awful lot of people very upset. That kind of means I need to watch Edge and Christian show now. I'm thinking it may have been something to do with the TNA references they kept putting in. Because Vince doesn't like talking about the opposition, even if the opposition is flat broke and dying on his feet. And just full of former WWE guys under parodies of their former gimmicks. Like Hulk Hogan essentially being Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Sting was Sting. It's amazing that he never got into the TNA Hall of Fame. Except he did because he was the first induction. I'm guessing you're talking about Camp WWE. It is amazing. It is just... The commercials actually do it justice. Well, they don't, because it is actually funnier than the commercials say, but half of the fun comes from the crude language. That's fine, Mario. Half the fun of Camp WWE is the crude language and the fact that Vince is willing to put some TVMA stuff on the network. For the older fans and people who maybe don't mind more foul language, it's not family friendly, but it's definitely appeasing a lot of people. Because, like, nobody likes Cena in it, and it's just, you know, Big Show's completely pathetic constantly. The Undertaker's an emo for some reason, and is just hilarious. Like, the Undertaker's some sort of weird emo goth hybrid, and that's beautiful. John Cena, everybody hates him. Stone Cold is just constantly swearing. and flipping the bird. Like in the second episode, he just says, "Oh, I wasn't." He was flipping off at nothing, and one of the Bellas, Nikki, I think. So, Stone Cold, what are you even flipping off? And he just kind of looks at his hand and said, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I've got an FU reflex. It just happens." Yeah, it is one of the better shows, better cartoons I've seen. You love watching old matches like Stone Cold and The Rock. Yeah, I watched WrestleMania 17 a couple of weeks ago. That is one hell of a pay-per-view. Like, that was the golden age of WWE, and they're trying to get people over like Roman Reigns, and it's just not working because they're pushing too hard. And the biggest problem for Reigns is the bloody Superman booking. Is like at Payback he took like 6 finishers and then speared AJ Styles once to win. I'm sorry, but a finisher should be a finisher. If it was like 6 signatures, that'd be fine. But I think a finisher is supposed to end the match. There's a reason it's called a finisher. Yeah, but it'll be the same, more of the same at Extreme Rules. He'll kick out of the Styles Clash. He'll kick out of the Magic Killer. He'll kick out of the big boot thing. The club. There's a word missing there. Yeah, I think it's already over. Well, the Asian Christian show has to be over if Christian's been released. That was something I wasn't aware of. Are they doing another? It says final episode. Yeah. But as recently as yesterday, I saw people saying, "Oh, I really hope Agent Christian gets renewed for 2nd season." Camp WWE needs to be renewed for 2nd season. Good lord, that is just hilarious. It's one of the very few things I would like get the network for, because I can find ways of watching pay-per-views and whatnot, although, you know, elsewhere. That's not an issue. I have my methods. It's like the network exclusive stuff that maybe is a bit more difficult to find. Especially the on-demand stuff, because the places I go tend to just show the network live, which is a bit dodgy at times. So you get non-stop total divas, because that's not demeaning to the female wrestlers. Sorry, female superstars. They're all superstars, there's no wrestlers in the WWE. I must now look in a second. I'm actually gonna just stop the stream real quick, or pause the game and just see have they done another they haven't. I'm not seeing any. Oh, Fahy, you kind of missaid. Christian hasn't been released overall, he's just got his in-ring contract cancelled. So, he's officially retired from wrestling, kind of. He just won't be wrestling in the WWE anymore. He could still be doing Agent Christian show. His contract is now essentially, he is a personality and a legend that they can bring on. And Adam Rose has unsurprisingly been suspended indefinitely. If you don't know, Adam Rose actually got arrested yesterday. So he's been completely surprising nobody who knows about this. He's been suspended indefinitely because he got arrested. He got arrested. yesterday. I haven't seen the reasons. There's an article on What Culture about the reasons, or the circumstances leading up to his arrest, but I'm presuming they said it was like assault and battery and domestic abuse and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, okay, yeah, he ain't gonna wrestle again. He's essentially done if he's found guilty of all that stuff, or even some of that stuff. He's done. WWE won't want anything to do with him. He'll be Chris Benoit. He will just be Chris Benoit out of the WWE. They won't even reference the fact that he was with them at one point. He'll probably go to TNA though, because they don't give a damn. Am I for real? Yeah. What I'll do is I'll actually look up. I'll get the article here real quick. Incident led to Adam Rose. Domestic battery, tampering of the witness. Oh. It was a domestic incident. I'll just link the article in chat. So if you want to read about it, that's the incident that led to Adam Rose getting arrested and subsequently indefinitely suspended from wrestling. He's essentially done for. Judging by that article, he's done and dusted. He's gone. Because I mean the rumors I'd heard were that he was getting released anyway during the spring cleaning cycle. But the fact that that's happened now is just kind of that's just put a nice big jacket of he's done and dusted, he is gone, he is never going to be with the WWE again on the top. It's the icing on top of the death of his career. That's where I get a lot of my news from, by the way, is What Culture WWE and the writers from that. That's where I get a lot of my wrestling news and rumors and whatnot. What a moron, though. Like, it's spring cleaning season. And I mean, yeah, it was a domestic disagreement, and maybe it's a bit of an overreaction, but at the same time, he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have done what he did. Yeah, it's probably a bit of an overreaction to arrest him for it. It was wrong to, like, grab the phone off his wife, current wife, presumably future ex-wife, and yeah, prevent him from calling the cops. That's what the tampering of the witness charge is for. I mean, that's a dumb thing to do. I mean, it's fine if the cops are already on the way. It's just like, you really don't need to do that. The cops are already coming. Oh, thanks for the heads up. You know, just saving everybody time there. They have suspended him. He's been suspended indefinitely. You see, the thing is he was probably going to be released anyway, because he hasn't been on TV for a while. and it's just kind of a nail in the coffin. And if he's found guilty, it's going to give WWE a reason to release him. Well, you know, it's going to give them good PR to say, oh no, we don't want people like that working for us. Is Adam Rose from America? I believe he's South African. Hey Ford. We're kind of coming to the end of the stream. We're running a bit later than usual today, because I started late. I really like the animations on this. But we're coming to the end, coming close to it at least. And I just need to refuel the tractor here, and then we can do maybe 1 or 2 more rows of cultivation. Is Faggy still here? Probably. He might just be in the Giant Setter or Setter Corsa or something. He told me he's usually in Giant Setter when he's watching the stream. Because it is just like, it's something I do as well. As I put on a stream or something, I'll just kind of play away or do something off camera, and like I listen to the stream, but I don't really pay 100% attention to it. It's just kind of there for background noise. I mean, it still supports the content creator and says indirectly, I do appreciate your content, because, you know, I'm using it as opposed to like throwing on Spotify or something and throwing on music. He's like, you want to hear views and stuff, but you maybe don't want to be watching every single second of what's going on. That's how I consume most of my YouTube, is just like, oh, I need to do this, I'm gonna watch a video. I'm gonna pop the video on, just kind of swap between screens. He does have Steam offline, so he's probably still here. Because he did say to me he set Steam offline when he was watching the stream. Actually, he has to. If he's doing anything on online, he needs to set Steam offline. So I presume he's still here. He's just busy doing something else, or maybe he's gone to get food. Which I wouldn't complain either way. So let's get this running. Away we go. So this, for those of you who missed it, is the LE 4000. I can't remember the full name of it. It's by Ago. It's in the mod list. It's a 4-meter power harrow, essentially. And this is going to replace the 2 other cultivators we had. It's a nice little model, nice animations on it. I really actually do like this. Like, it gets dirty maybe a tad too quickly, but that's an easy fix. That'll literally take me 30 seconds to fix later on. I'll just change the dirt scale. Or the dirt time scale or something like that. I can't remember what the line is exactly. I'll know it when I see it, I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But it's a like 30-second XML to get the dirt to slow down. You have the habit of saying we instead of I. It's a habit that I've got into from doing YouTube, is like, oh yeah, we're doing this and we're doing that and we're gonna go over here. You're watching my stream and playing Xbox One. It's easy. It's easy to do like multiple things at once. Like, I've been watching a video, I've usually occasionally watched a video, been chatting to somebody on Skype or Steam and playing a game all at once. It's too easy now to multitask. And people think men can't multitask. They can multitask if gaming's involved. It's just maybe we don't want to do any other things. I hope that's my mother having a cigarette, because otherwise there's a big issue going on down here. 'cause I'm smelling some smoke. I'm hoping that's like cigarette smoke I'm smelling. There we go. Looks like we'll do this line, maybe the next one, and then I will end the stream. Tomorrow's going to be Farm Sim again. It was originally planned to be Project Cars and Project Hell. I'm moving that to Saturdays now, just so... basically so there's a better chance of getting more viewers. I hate to admit that, but you know, I have to be driven by when I'm most likely to get viewers, and the times that I'm most likely to get viewers when I'm able to stream. So I'll do 2-hour streams during the week. I may push them back a full hour to like to end at 6. But yeah, Farm Sim. This is why I do the Farm Sim streams. It's just like I'm doing all the work that I need to do, but it's just to keep myself entertained, so that I can bitch out while I'm doing it. The Project Hell, not so much. Project Hell, I tend to be quite quiet because the cars that I do, especially this week's cars aren't too bad. The first couple are really quite bad. But the cars I'll be doing this week, I will probably need to be quite quiet. They're I'll tell you what cars they will be, because I have my little notebook here. It's on this page. So we're doing the Lotus 51 Formula Ford, Lotus 25 Climax, Lotus 49, Lotus 49C, Lotus 72D, Lotus 78, and Lotus 98T. So all the Lotus Formula 1 cars and the Formula Ford in Project Cars on Saturday. Tomorrow I'll pretty much be continuing where I'm leaving off today. And yeah, so the Saturday stream is going to be Project Cars. We'll be starting at 2 PM GMT, going until 6, and trying to get all the Lotuses low tie around the track. And yes, it will be Lotus Day. There are a couple more Lotuses, but they'll be thrown into a different themed day. Do I play GTA? Very, very rarely to Mario. I tend to play Sims a lot more often than not, just because they're a bit easier to get set up for. Also, I can't remember where I put my Xbox controller, which I prefer using for GTA. It's in here somewhere, I just can't remember where exactly. So I'm going to do this line, just cultivate down this line to cover up the 3-minute intro I had. And while I'm doing that, I will say thank you all very much for watching. We will have an American Truck Simulator video. No, today's Thursday, isn't it? Never mind, we'll have Project Hell going live in about 15 minutes. And Project Hell car is one of the worst in the game. The car in Project Hell today that I'll be doing, it is a video that's already been done. The car that I'll be covering is the Audi R8 V10 Plus, which, if you remember, when I was streaming it, I found a bug that kind of broke it. And the bug that broke it was that the suspension was far too soft for its own good, and it kept coming through the car and glitching and causing the car to spin out. So I'll be using the Audi R8 V10 Plus with the stiffest suspension I could get to get around the Nürburgring Nordschleife. I do have a successful lap. However, I did kind of record the attempts first and then commentate later. I might do that a bit more often because it allows me to show the failures, and then like how the successful lap went, and maybe a bit of So I hope you enjoy that. It'll be coming up in 13 minutes or so, assuming the scheduling is correct. Until next time, though, I will say thank you all very much for watching, stay safe, and goodbye.